Hey, great people, Kanae Payne, welcome back. So, today, what I would like to share with you, great people, is the inflow of new thoughts that can remake you. Now, I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and we were just discussing how easy it is to get caught up in our negative thoughts and get caught up in our situations and to focus on negative situations. But I was sharing with her how she needs to stop focusing on the negative things that are going on in her life and just start, focusing on what she wants to happen in her life. And so, as you know, I'm reading the book, The Power of Positive Thinking, just about to finish that up. And I came across a particular chapter, and it was giving some tips on how one can renew their thoughts, renew their life, just renew their attitude. And I know for me personally, in the past, growing up, I used to always pray, Lord, please renew within me the right spirit, whatnot. But you really have to do more than just say renew the right spirit in me. Because it all starts with your mind. You can sit here and pray all day for something, but if you don't have faith, and if you're not changing your mindset, your prayer is pretty much in vain. So I just want to share with you guys some tips on how you can renew the mind, renew your attitude, and pretty much just renew your whole life. So let me get this book here, and let's see, it's just 7 steps, I believe, that I just want to share with you guys. And the first step, it says following are 7 practical steps for changing your mental attitudes from negative to positive, for releasing creative new thoughts, and for shifting from error patterns to truth patterns. Try them, keep on trying them, they will work. Step number 1. For the next 24 hours, deliberately speak hopefully about everything, about your job, about your health, about your future. Go out of your way to talk optimistically about everything. This will be difficult, for possibly it is your habit to talk pessimistically. From negative habits, you must restrain yourself, even if it requires an act of will. Now, for some of you guys, you may be saying, just think about hopeful thoughts, but what hopeful thoughts can I think of? But think about what you want to happen, like your job. What problems you may be facing on your job, or what kind of job do you really want? Focus on that. Focus on your health, speak hopeful about your health, things like that. It could be anything, just be hopeful about it. Step number 2. After speaking hopefully for 24 hours, continue the practice for 1 week. Then you can be permitted to be realistic for a day or two. You will discover that what you meant by realistic a week ago was actually pessimistic. But what you can now mean by realistic is something entirely different. It is the dawning of the positive outlook. When most people say they are being realistic, they delude themselves. They are simply being negative. Step number 3. You must feed your mind even as you feed your body. And to make your mind healthy, you must feed it nourishing, wholesome thoughts. Therefore, today, start to shift your mind from negative to positive thinking. Start at the beginning of the New Testament and underscore every sentence about faith. Continue doing this until you have marked every such passage in the 4 books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Particularly note Mark 11, verses 22, 23, and 24. They will serve as samples of the verses you are to underscore and fix deeply in your consciousness. Step number 3. Step number 4. I'm sorry. Then commit the underscore passages to memory. Commit one each day until you can recite the entire list from memory. This will take time, but remember, you have consumed much more time being a negative thinker than this will require. Effort and time will be needed to unlearn your negative pattern. Step number 5. Make a list of your friends to determine who is the most positive thinker among them and deliberately cultivate his society. Do not abandon your negative friends, but get closer to those with a positive point of view for a while until you have absorbed their spirit. Then you can go back among your negative friends and give them your newly acquired thought pattern without taking on their negativism. Step number 6. Avoid arguments. But whenever a negative attitude is expressed, counter with a positive and optimistic opinion. This is very important because we come across so many negative people. We cross paths with so many negative people, and I myself, since started this personal development journey, I've noticed I've even stayed away from certain people just to keep my mind positive. I don't want to hear the negative, so that's very important. Step number 7. Pray a great deal and always let your prayer take the form of thanksgiving on the assumption that God is giving you great and wonderful things. For if you think He is, He surely is. God will not give you any greater blessing than you can believe in. He wants to give you great things, but even He cannot make you take anything greater than you are equipped by faith to receive. According to your faith, that is, in proportion to, be it unto you. Matthew 9:29. And that is so important. However your faith is, that's what you're going to get. So if you have a doubtful faith, you're not going to get much. Plain and simple. Okay, and that was step number 7. And to conclude that, the secret of a better and more successful life is to cast out those old, dead, unhealthy thoughts. Substitute for them new, vital, dynamic faith thoughts. You can depend upon it. An inflow of new thought will remake you and your life. And it is so important. That's one thing I can honestly say since I joined Empower Network and started working on myself personally. Whew, I realized how much of a negative thinker I was. I realized how much of a worrier I was. And I see why my life hasn't went down the road I wanted it to go. It didn't go the way I expected because of how I was thinking. So let's clean out our minds. Let's get a thorough brainwash. There's nothing wrong with brainwashing your brain. Because just like when your body is dirty, you got to wash your body. So your brain is dirty, you have to wash your brain. And we're out there in internet land, and if you're finding value in this information that I am giving you, connect with me on Facebook. Let's lock arms together. If you're interested in generating you some income from home, simply click the link below. Connect with me. Let me show you how I'm generating income from home by bettering myself, transforming my life, transforming my family life, and helping others to transform their lives for the positive. Click the link below. I see you great peoples on the next video. Peace